Hey guys, Christian with Panacea Coffee, and today we'll be brewing with the Chemex coffee brewer. This coffee brewer comes in many different sizes, starting from a 3 cup all the way up to 10 cup. And this one here we find is the sweet spot. I would say most people lean towards the 6 and the 8. This is the 8 cup, brew for four people comfortably. For the Chemex, we like to brew with a 1:16 ratio of coffee to water. So I have out here 30 grams of coffee already weighed out. I'm going to grind that in. And while that's grinding, I'm going to wet my paper filter here inside the Chemex and get it heated up for us. So with the Chemex, you may find your folded filter as a square, and you're going to split it up to make this cone shape here. Actually, you'll have 3 layers on one side and 1 on the other. What this does is it keeps your filter from collapsing into this bridge here. This is where your coffee comes out, but if it collapses, it creates a vacuum seal, which is not good for coffee brewing. So once your water's in here, I just like to take it out, pour it into maybe your mug you're going to drink out of, and that helps preheat everything else. Okay. So tear your scale and then pour your coffee beans in. So as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be doing a 1:16 ratio of coffee to water, and right now I have 30 grams in. And multiply that by 16, you get 480 grams of water that you want in there. With Chemex, I like to start the bloom of the coffee, which is the first 30 seconds of coffee beans getting wet with hot water. I like to do double the amount of the coffee I put in. So I put in 30 grams of coffee. We're going to wet it with about 60 grams of water. And as soon as the water touches, that's when I start my timer. Just a little bit here, not over soaking. This allows a lot of the gases from fresh coffee beans to be released. When your coffee's smelling really good, when your bag is so tight you can squeeze it and get that sweet coffee smell, these are the carbon dioxide gases that are being released from fresh coffee. And these are good signs. So all this bubbling, these little poofs right here, very good sign. Okay, now 30 seconds has passed. We're brewing to 480 grams of water in our Chemex vessel. I like to pour starting from the center and working my way out and then back in. And I want to get about halfway, a little more than half of that into my brewer here. There we go. What we're doing here, going from center to out in this circular motion, you can do this easily with a gooseneck kettle. If you have a really steady hand, maybe just a normal kettle, but you want a nice controlled flow of water, and that helps get all the coffee wet evenly throughout the entire process. Okay, it's been about 30 seconds, and I'll start my second pour. You never want your coffee bed to be completely dry. That means you've waited a little too long. And then I'll do my final little pour at the end for the Chemex. The Chemex is actually a pretty cool coffee brewer. It's made itself into the Metropolitan Museum of Fine Arts in New York. It's also found in movie props, television props, because it's just one good-looking brewer. I'm going to finish off my last bit of water here. Okay, and just to get a little, I like to swirl it around a little bit, make sure all the beans are caught off the wall, and that'll be the last thing I do. Everything else from here, it'll draw down. Should take anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how much coffee you're brewing, but a good sweet spot is about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay guys, and there we are with our Chemex coffee. Fun fact, these white paper filters here are not bleached. Commonly, people may mistake it as bleached coffee filters, but actually Chemex states on their website, because they do sell a natural, which is a brown paper, but I know people who tend to go natural because they think the white one's bleached. But actually, this paper here has been treated with hydrogen peroxide, which, if that stuff's good for your teeth, it's all right for your coffee, because people mouthwash with hydrogen peroxide. Anyways, not bleached right here, so take care of just folding that out. Swish your coffee around, get it mixed up, and then enjoy some Chemex coffee. Nice and smooth.